let's start with Aries. What's going on with y'all, Aries? Okay, there's going to be something that comes towards you that's exciting. So, okay, I'm glad I can get something done, or you're glad that you're able to do something with some type of passion. You have some type of awareness that something's going to go the way that you need to, or that you're going to be able to find some type of resolution for a situation. But in the end, something may still feel a little toxic, or something may still feel like you're attached to a situation that's causing you to feel like, okay, well, I'm not sure if this is something I can truly endure for a long time. So, okay, well, I'm glad I'm able to work with this. I'm glad something is working, but I don't really know how long this is going to be able to work. And it's going to be putting you in your emotions and or in your, making you confused. Maybe you're thinking about surrendering something and or letting go. You also could be enduring something that you feel like is toxic, or there's something that you're kind of like, okay, well, the battle isn't over when it comes to something that you're fixated on or somebody. You feel like, okay, well, I can cooperate with this person. I can be excited, or I can make them feel like they're invited. Maybe you feel like you have some type of new ideas, but this is going to bring some type of conflict and or decision. Once they make some type of decision, you may feel like, okay, well, now they're destructing something and they're going to take action to go their own way. So somebody may not listen to you somehow, some way, and that may bother you. All right, what else is going on for Aries? You could be wanting to switch something up as you learn it or develop a situation. There could be somebody around you that feels, okay, well, I'm learning how to get things complete, or I'm learning how to close situations out. I'm also learning how to pay for things and, or, you know, have relationships even at the point in time that I need to recover, or for the point in time I need to recover. They're learning their self-esteem can recover even if they're around someone they feel like they need to walk away from. They feel like they've been able to master a situation. There also could be something that they're mastering when it comes to work, and this makes them excited. There could be some type of recovery that's happening online, and this gives them some type of strength about the things that they've been communicating, their project, and or what they've been learning. Maybe they've been a little paranoid and or stubborn from time to time about their luxury and or their comfort and lifestyle. They could have been fixated on creating something, or figure like, okay, well, should I ignore what I did create? This could be somebody that you feel like has some type of influence. Or this is what they're feeling about you if you have the influence. All right, what else is going on for Aries? You could be trying to save something, and or maybe you're trying to save money. You need to go for the higher position if you're applying for a job, and or if you're trying to change your careers. Make sure you do something a little higher than what you're expecting. Keep your comments respectful. Even if somebody's coming at you a certain type of way, it's like, oh, I dread that I can't say something back or the way that I want to. Just keep your comments respectful. Your mama or your papa bear could be coming out and somebody's messing with your kids. Something is getting easier, so you will be able to enjoy it, but there's also going to be a test that pops up. Okay, and this may test people to figure out if they're supportive, and or this is going to allow you to figure out who actually supports you and will help you. If you receive multiple signs not to do something, don't do it. All right, this could be coming to a particular earth. I said earth. Okay, it could be an earth sign. Don't do something when it comes to who, what sign. All right, Aries, this could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could be a Virgo, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The answer is no. Okay, and maybe you feel like somebody's wasting their talent. They're out here having sex, or they're doing something just because, and somehow this is leading to a financial disaster. It's okay, well, you didn't expect somebody, a part of your family and or your legacy, to want to do something so gullible and or so moody. All right, there could be a Leo that's involved as well, so don't do it whenever it comes to them as well. All right, let's move on. Speaking of Leo, let's just start going right into Leo. All right, Leo, what y'all got going on? There could be a love triangle and or some type of hidden emotions because somebody's been playing both sides. Even if this isn't love triangle, this could be like siblings. This could be like a family picture and somebody's playing both sides when it comes to it. It's like, okay, well, I tell one person one thing, I tell the other the other. And this is going to end up pushing somebody's boundaries, or somebody feels like they have the energy to push somebody's boundary, while the other person is going through some type of adventure or just trying to figure out, okay, well, how can I make something known, or how can I do something for myself? The one that's pushing the boundaries feels like, okay, well, I've been keeping tabs on you, even if you haven't been telling me about a situation that's complicated. Initially, I wanted to be a safe space for you, but now I'm overthinking because now they're not sure about some type of mixed signals or how something's going to be testing their own limits. So somebody's like, okay, well, now I want to say something because I feel a little triggered by a situation or something that you're doing. All right, what else is going on, Leo? So you can feel like there's a goal or something that you feel like that is very far off. Something that you feel like, okay, well, maybe I should change something that's more reachable within time. But this could be some type of scandal, or this is something that's going on in your mind. You can make something pay off, okay? There could be somebody around you that's committing some type of crime. Let's see, who is this? Somebody could have a gun, or somebody could be committing some type of crime. This could be a Scorpio, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, a Leo, a Libra, a Capricorn. Are they the one that's committing it? No. They could be a victim. Somebody could have, it didn't happen. Somebody could have been the target. Somebody was the target of a crime. It's like, okay, well, let's see if we can go towards somebody else and see if we can have some type of harmful intentions towards him. Who was the person that was trying to do it? Oh, child. This could have been a fire sign, a Scorpio, a Virgo. They went to the extreme because they felt, okay, well, somebody's going to make me withdraw or push me out, so let me see if I can change something. And at the point that they felt like they couldn't change the happiness and or change the plan, then they started to retreat and figure something else out. They felt they could self-sabotage this person and or do something that was going to cause them to be recyclable. Something about their trash could be important. Somebody was trying to make somebody go out at night or do something, say, oh, well, go ahead and take this outside or go ahead and do something. And so that way they can reconcile with some type of clarity or they can do something for themselves. Somebody could have been trying to also plot when it comes to them. It's like, oh, I know you don't have a babysitter. Yeah, just run up to the store real quick. Just go. They're trying to make them or tease them to go do something that they know that they shouldn't be doing. And hoping that this is going to set them up for an issue. But this hasn't happened yet. No, this hasn't happened yet. Because they feel like this person is still being compassionate towards them. And so now then, once they stop this is what's going to make them indecisive and or manipulative. And they're going to realize that it was always in this person for doing so. But the person that's trying to set them up, it seems like they're pretending to have some type of money. This is going to bring some type of argument with their family. They could be family with this Scorpio, this Pisces, maybe even a Leo, a Gemini. So this person's going to be in their head about a whole different things. And it seems like they may either spaz out or it's a little too much. They also could be sleeping with someone that they feel like is lazy. And they feel like they missed out on someone that has some type of financial windfall and or some type of money. So just be careful about whoever you're surrounding yourself with, Leo. Or whoever you're choosing to deal with. Or maybe you just want some type of tea. You want to know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know. What's going on with y'all? Let's see. What's going on with y'all the rest of the month? Okay, so you can be making a decision. It's like, okay, well, I'm choosing to do something, or I'm making sure that I can elevate, or you're doing something that's going to put you in a different status or a different level. This could even be something creative. It doesn't have to be related to your 9 to 5 or going to school. It's like, okay, well, I'm making some type of decision that I'm going to put my hands in this, and or I'm going to get through any type of hassles or burdens when it comes to it. There's some type of passion that you feel like you can help people or that you can do. But from time to time, you could be in your head and want to separate yourself from it because you're trying to figure out how you're going to get some type of support or how something's going to be balanced when it comes to relationship. So it's like you want the entire plan. You want the entire plot of how you're going to do something, or you're going to walk away from it. So just be careful about your mindset about tackling something or trying something new. All right. What else is going on for Leo? There could be somebody that you were committed to that miscounted or counted you out, and this person was never truly loyal to you. This person could be sarcastic, but it seems like they're going to have to lose this sarcasm because something could be going on with their body. And it's like, okay, well, they're going to tell you about somebody who came back into their life for no reason. This could be somebody that actually hate bugs or they hate for things to be dirty. Something about reggae or country music could be important. You could be around a water sign. They could be asking you for a loan, or maybe they're like, okay, well, we need some money, or we need to go get something in order to move up. We need a bigger house, or they feel like they need something. They don't want to be locked out. They also just want to lay up. They don't really want to work, or they don't really want to contribute to the house. There could be somebody around you who's bisexual. Somebody could be worried about another eviction process. All right. Before we wrap this up, who's the bisexual person for Leo? All right, this could be a Taurus. This could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, heavy on a Sagittarius. This also could be a Capricorn or an Aries. Okay. Who's worried about an eviction process? This could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, heavy on a Leo, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Pisces. Okay, so okay, well, damn, something that's not really good news. It's okay, well, how did somebody else get through a situation? Because it seems like they've been spoiled, they've been able to recognize something and move forward. And so there's some type of disappointment here with one of these people. All right, let's move on. Sagittarius. Let's get another deck for y'all. All right, Sagittarius. Maybe you feel okay, well, I thought I had more eyes on you. I thought I had more people, or there's something that you thought that you had, and now you feel okay, well, I just have to move on when it comes to a situation. This could be related to your career, and maybe you're not sure how something is going to develop or what's the next steps to take. You also could be moving on from somebody that you feel like is a bully or that has some type of bad temper. It's like, okay, well, we had our chances, we had our time, and although something feel like it was good luck, there's just some type of lack of options here, or there's some type of reality check, and you just have to get out of it. You feel like somebody's lazy and or it's going to cause some type of setback. They were playing some type of role and or making you feel like you had to play too many roles, and this has you uncertain and or willing to sacrifice yourself. So you were in some type of mood or in some type of like, okay, well, I'm not sure if I'm mentally overloaded based off of somebody that you were celebrating in or married or committed to. So you could be moving on from someone soon. What else is going on for Sagittarius? Okay, there could be a water sign around you, and this person could be going through some type of depression, and it feels like things are going through some type of upheaval and or some type of destruction. This person could be getting some type of bad news about someone that they were dating. This person could be reckless. This person could come off as like, okay, well, I'm compassionate when I want to be, but at the same time, they have to go see a doctor about how something is coming together or what's going on. And they may realize, okay, well, damn, I got too many temptations or too many vices or too many issues. Even if this is not like an STD, this could be like, okay, well, damn, I was drinking way too much and now something's going on with my kidneys and my liver. Or I've been doing something a little too much and now something's going on with my lungs. There's something that they're realizing. And so this water sign is feeling hopeless because they feel like, okay, well, everything is going to destruct. If this person can't work or if this person can't do something, they're super underqualified. And they feel like this is going to throw everything off balance. But this actually may be a wish come true for them, especially if this is a Pisces, because they know that they should have ignored adapting to the situation anyway. They could have been ignoring finding some type of balance or making themselves a priority because they were scared about what people were going to say about how they were standing up for themselves or how they wasn't standing up for themselves. When it comes to something that they were defying or something that they could have said, they took the back seat. It's like, okay, well, you let yourself be in this position, so, I mean, it's good for you that you're moving on. Even if it's rough. Alright. What else is going on for Sagittarius? What can y'all expect in the next 30 days? Okay, so there's going to be a friend, whether a new friend and or a past friend, and somebody's going to embrace you. And they're not actually going to want you to feel isolated. They're going to want you to feel like you can share your emotions with me. You can be tender. We can have a conversation. But you may end up holding back from them. Because maybe you recognize that there's somebody else that they're attached to. And or there's something about their mom. It's like, okay, well, I don't really want to get involved in this. There's somebody you're just going to step back from. There also could be a past person that's reaching out to you about a conversation. It's okay, well, I just want to make sure that something is still moving forward. And maybe you feel, okay, well, I don't really have a choice when it comes to some type of delay. It's okay, well, we can do something isolated or, we can do something small. Or this could be related to your passion or something that you do. But somebody's in and out of this because they know that something's going to be a burden or create some type of challenge. It's like, I don't really know if I want to do this. Example, it's like, okay, well, yes, I'm a stylist, I'm a mechanic, I'm a something, but I can work from out of your house. I can do it from out of your home. It's like, I don't know if I want you in my house. Or no, I don't know if I really want it to happen like that. Somebody can be confused on that. And or this is going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to stop at this point in time. Yeah, somebody feel like that they're going through some type of transition. It's like when it comes to this relationship, it was stable, but maybe they feel like something was just too toxic anyway. So it's like, okay, well, I'll just walk away from it. You also could be going through some type of change when it comes to your building, your home, your family, your job. And maybe you've been committed to this situation and or this person. You could be fixated on how you're going to make something practical, but this is going to bring out some type of clarity for you whenever you go through some type of delay or when things slow down. There also could be an earth sign that's bringing some type of clarity to you. And maybe you feel like, okay, well, this is not really what I want to hear here. It's like, okay, well, I don't really want to hear this, or I don't really want to talk about this. But at the same time, it's going to support a new opportunity, and or this is going to balance something out for you to see as a golden opportunity. Here, I'm living my life like it's golden. All right, let's move on. Let's see. That was fire signs. Let's go to air signs. All right, Libra. Somebody could have time today and say, okay, well, I didn't want to address this before. I didn't really care about this before, but now I care about it. We're going to talk about it. That could definitely be a real conversation that's needed, and or somebody's going to want to have something with you. You could be blocking out good people, and or say, okay, well, you don't really care if somebody's good or not. You could be trying to focus on the situation when it comes to your wishes coming true. There could be somebody around you that's living the fast lane life, and they're trying to give you some type of tips, and or they're trying to give you extra money or make you feel like, okay, well, no, you don't ruin people, or no, things aren't all as bad. But somehow you could be in your head when it comes to dealing with them. You being nice to them won't really get you anywhere, okay? So maybe you're trying to enhance your knowledge and or something for yourself, but just be careful when it comes to this. Somebody may end up needing some type of test, either for cancer, for kidneys, something with their body, that something needs to go get tested and or looked into. So make sure you're choosing your own health over immediate satisfaction, okay? There could be some type of blackmail that's going on and or that's going to come out. And then this is going to make you realize, okay, well, damn, somebody really wasn't trying to spoil you, or somebody really wasn't trying to do something for you. And maybe you guys are not going to really even want some type of closure. It's not going to be as close as it once was. You're going to be able to make a final decision. Somebody could be making you feel like you have to rush when it comes to a situation, and you never did, or you really don't have to now, okay? Your price. Somebody could be worried about a price, or maybe you're price checking something. All right, who's worried about a price? This could be an air sign, so this could be you, Libra, and or this could be another Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, maybe even a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, maybe they feel, okay, well, I have some type of idea and or some type of clarity. I'm trying to feed into some type of happiness and be confident about it, but something was never going to happen. All right, so just FYI, something about a Gemini could definitely be important. All right, who's not going to spoil you like you thought? All right, this could be a Gemini. This could be a Sagittarius, heavy on that air sign, a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This could be a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and Aquarius, okay? Heavy on this Aquarius. They were never going to spoil you and or interact with you the way that they were trying to make it seem like. Who wants second chances? This could be a Cancer or an Aries. Heavy on the Aries. Should you give it to the Cancer? Yes, you can give it to the Cancer. And maybe initially you feel like, okay, well, somebody's disorganized, they're shallow and or vengeful. You can feel like they're depressed. They're going to try to balance this out and or be patient because they feel like there's somebody around that's narrow-minded and or went through some type of self-sabotage. And so they feel, okay, well, I just have to trust myself when it comes to this because they know that this is the situation that they could have moved on from. So it's like, okay, well, somebody feel like you got caught up in the crossfire somehow, some way. It's like it could have been avoided. When it comes to this Aries, should you forgive them, Libra? Yeah, you can forgive the Aries as well. Now, this person could be cruel and or a bully. This person could be stubborn. And it feels like their only desire for their wishes to be filled for the moment. And it could be making you feel like, okay, well, this person really is just cold and unkind. They could be a manipulator. They just like to put themselves together. Sure, like they could do makeup or they like to look good or whatever the case may be. But they're still going to have some type of emotions and or confusions even if you try to reconcile with them. So just say yes for the moment and move on. Don't assume that this relationship is going to grow. Once they care about their structure and their stability, they're going to realize, okay, well, I can move forward from this. And then they may end up in the back same situation. I don't know. They're going to want a closure from something. All right. He knows about him. Who knows about who? Who is this? Who are we talking to? Libra? Okay, there's a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Heavy on the Sagittarius. All right. Who do they know about? All right, this could be a Scorpio, an air sign, a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, heavy on a Libra, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Gemini, a Cancer, and Aquarius, a Scorpio. So he knows about him somehow, some way. Even if somebody is like, okay, well, why don't they want to spoil you anymore? Or why don't they want some type of second chances? Because they feel like, okay, well, you're just afraid to let a situation go. Who's going through some type of blackmail? Somebody could be like, oh, I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I did. This could be a Pisces, a Virgo, a Taurus, a Leo, or a Scorpio. And maybe they're disappointed in the situation right now, but they feel, okay, well, there's my child around, or there's somebody that's a little selfless, and they're going through some type of conflict. So they're paranoid about how they're going to be able to support this child or do something when it comes to rewarding the child. Okay. Who's telling you no longer ruin people? Libra. We're going to move on. This could be an Aries. Heavy on the Aries, or Aries is Sagittarius, a Pisces, but heavy on the fire sign. For sure. They're going through their own karma when it comes to a situation. All right, when you're enhancing your knowledge. So something's going to pick up. This is going to happen before Sagittarius season. Scorpio season could be important. Maybe there's going to be some type of bad timing, and this may make you sad when it comes to a relationship and or a situation. But then this is also going to push you to make some type of decision. I feel like the only thing, the reason why you feel like something is not taking action or something is not going the way that it needs to is based off of some type of emotions and or confusions, maybe even procrastination. You could be imagining there's going to be some type of conversation and or something that's just going to be like, okay, well, here's the decision, and then any type of sadness is just going to be a part of some type of investment. Or you're going to realize this once you make a decision. Something that's still going to be a wish fulfillment. There could be somebody around. This could be a Gemini that feels like a Virgo, and heavy on a Virgo, a Gemini or a Virgo that feels like something backfired. Maybe this person was using them as an option, and or they should have been intertwined with each other, and now they regret making some type of decision. They could be given the illusion like, okay, well, I'm ready to have a new baby, or I'm just socializing, or everything is all good. This could be somebody, they could have been sleeping with somebody's family. The woman had a financial insecurity, or she's super tender-hearted to other people, and she feels like, okay, well, someone has something for themselves. They could have did this with their own family, and they could have separated from somebody and said, okay, well, I just want to wish fulfillment. I don't know. We're about to get up out of this, Libra. All right. Y'all, I don't know what that's about. Somehow maybe this is the type of blackmail is about. I don't know what that's about. Somebody was sleeping with their own cousin. Let's move on. Gemini. Let's talk to Gemini. Alright, Gemini. You could be trying to avoid something. There could be a fire sign and or another air sign. And they could feel like they're in some type of emotional pain or depression. This could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and or Sagittarius, maybe even a Taurus. They're in their head because they feel like they have to adapt it or change when it comes to some type of system. Whether this is their school, their job, their apartment, something that they feel like, okay, well, I already have the clarity that there's going to be some type of change, and or I have to figure out how to adapt to this and still look honorable. It's like, okay, I don't know if I really want to come clean about something, and or if somebody's going to question my own judgment. Somehow you also could be worried about some type of price, or if something's going to be paid, or maybe you're a business owner. It's like, okay, well, let me figure out how I can adjust something so that way something is clear. You want to be patient and or balanced so that way you have some type of system. But at the same time, you could be in your head by it because you feel like there's something that's just either you're ignored or people are not paying attention to. It's like somebody that finally develops a website and nobody's reading the website. So it's like, oh my goodness, what was the point of me creating this website if nobody was going to read it and or utilize it? You also could be a little ignored because ignored. You could feel like you're self-absorbed, or there could be people that feel like you're emotionally exhausted and self-absorbed from time to time. So although they're still watching and or there's some type of adaptation to what you're saying, or they feel like they can adapt to some type of clarity just based off of a commitment, there's some type of change here, and this could be throwing you off. This could be making you feel like, okay, well, I don't know if my thinking is clouded, or if something is just reckless. You could be lying to yourself about a situation when it comes to your lack of vision. And or it's just like, okay, well, am I overly opinionated? So get back to reconciling with yourself. You also could be running into someone and you feel like somebody's emotional needs are fulfilled. But somehow you could feel like, okay, well, somebody is strictly materialistic, or you're suspicious of this woman somehow, some way. This could be an earth sign. Have you on an earth sign? Maybe this is somebody that supports you online, or you support them online, or maybe you know them practically. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that's somebody that I ran into. We used to be friends. We used to work together, or they knew somebody that I was in a relationship with. But maybe at that point in time, you had some type of lack of vision, or you feel like somebody needed some type of courage, and they were staying in a bad situation that they knew was causing them to be emotionally unstable. And once they stopped doing this and started to ignore some type of anxiety, then they were able to be patient and balance something out. Okay, what does this have to do with you? This could definitely be a friend, or just somebody that you're going to realize, okay, well, I can embrace this person, or they can embrace me. There's some type of team spirit, or maybe you feel like somebody's popular, or they have some type of leisure when it comes to them. Maybe there's going to be some type of invitation to a social gathering or something that's like, okay, well, they feel like they were ignored when it comes to it. And say, okay, well, cool, well, I don't want to talk about it, or it didn't really bother them, but they thought that they were going to get invited to a situation maybe. And you're like, okay, well, I'm only making plans when it comes to somebody that was really close to you, or something that you feel like was great and or stable. There also could be some type of anticipation based off of the earth sign that their family with. They have a family with, or this earth sign could be married to somebody. And they feel like, okay, it's a bad time for me to make a change. Somebody could be lying to you, Gemini. Be careful when it comes to this. Because even though they feel like, okay, well, I have somebody towards me that's careful with my money, that's attractive and or devoted, they could have a kid with this person. They could feel like they're on the defense when it comes to them as well. When it comes to having a new start, because it's like there's something that's unpredictable when it comes to them recovering and actually moving forward. So they give them the green light from time to time that things are going well, but there are other times it's like, yeah, this is just not working based off of some type of poor work ethic and or just in general. All right. Maybe you know somebody that's in the army or military. If you are, maybe the police, you know somebody a part of the police station. Thank you for your service. Somebody's possessions could be taken, and or somebody's worried about possessions being taken. Whether this is like bankruptcy, this is like an eviction. Somebody could be worried about maybe somebody that broke into someone's home and or belongings. This could be a Libra, a Gemini, a Cancer. Okay. And somebody feel like, okay, well, I have something that's very pure to me, or something that belongs to me. They have some type of resource or something that they feel like they can utilize, but from time to time they don't see how something is going to cause some type of balance and or be clear, or maybe they're unclear about some type of change. And so when it comes to them having some type of stability or some type of structure, they become fixated on reconciling with some type of challenge, or they're about to be connected to some type of challenge because they're not getting it. They're not getting the big picture. All right, let's move on. I feel like we're gonna be on y'all reading all day. I just want to talk to y'all. All right, let's move on to a Libra. No, we did Libra. Let's go to Aquarius. Happy belated birthday, Aquarius. I feel like I missed something about your birthday. So maybe somebody forgot your birthday the day of, or somebody could have missed something. They told you happy belated birthday. This could be somebody that's just like, okay, well, we have unconditional love even though we're not soulmates. This could be an earth and or an air sign, maybe even a Sagittarius. Maybe there's some type of calming and or soothing time that you guys can talk to each other or just kind of enjoy and relax when it comes to it. It's like everybody has some type of stamina or something that they can uphold when it comes to this conversation and or this relationship. It's like, okay, well, we don't always have to talk. We're not always friends, but we can always come back together at a point that there's some type of anxiety or somebody's bored or there's some type of at ease, and we can still be friends, or we can still kind of bounce out a conversation. We can uphold some type of stamina, but somebody may feel like, okay, well, I'm ready to break free from this. They're truly not trying to make a decision when it comes to it because they feel like this is going to signal some type of bad health when it comes to their finances or something that they're trying to grow. Somebody could want to take it easy. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, I'll support you emotionally, or I'll do what I can when it comes to a situation, but they are going to feel like there's some type of separation, or this is the final goodbye. They don't want to put themselves in some type of tension, and or they don't want you to feel like there's some type of pressure about walking away at all. Yeah, they feel like they want to go into a new phase when it comes to relationships and or people that's like-minded. So it's unlikely that somebody's going to truly reconnect with you, Aquarius. All right, or you're going to not really connect with them. What else is going on for Aquarius? There could be a friend around and or just somebody that wants to embrace you. But somehow this person can encourage you to be anxious and or it's like, okay, when you miss sleep or you miss something that's actually essential to your day when you're dealing with this, so this ends up leading to some type of bullshit. This person's also full of gossip, so be careful when it comes to them. They can embrace some type of bad news or just breaking the law or just doing something that they shouldn't, just based off of some type of manipulation of their own emotions. This even could be a mother, a sister, a sibling, or somebody around you. It's like, oh, but you have a child, or you have somebody around you. Why would you even need to do this? There could definitely be some type of gossip that's going on about how somebody manipulated their emotions, and or it's like, okay, well, you could have had a conversation about some type of bad investments, and or how something didn't go your way, but yet you try to act like you didn't see it, or you try to want other people to be confused. So somebody's gonna get this person as they're just as manipulative as whoever it is that they were working with. Even if it's like, okay, well, just look at me as I'm the person that wins the victim when it comes to a situation. All right, let's get some what's tea for y'all. What's going on, Aquarius? Somebody could be knocked up. They could be exhausted, and they feel like the person that they got knocked up by is putting on some type of front, and or it's not really telling them what's going on when it comes to their relationship. Who's pregnant? They're definitely disappointed. This could be a Cancer. This could be a Libra. Heavy on the Cancer. This could also be a Capricorn, a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay? And somebody feels like, well, there's a lack of accountability here, or there was some type of dishonesty about some type of friendship and or how somebody was embracing them. It's like, oh, I thought somebody told me that they didn't do that in me. I thought somebody, and so when it's like, okay, well, I was thrown off when it comes to this, but I now have a new perspective on it. Let me go ahead and do what I have to do so I can realign myself. Somebody said, okay, well, I'm not feeding into some type of disappointment. Yeah, so they're either walking away from the pregnancy or the relationship. Even if they're keeping the pregnancy, they feel like, okay, well, there's no right choice when it comes to that anyway. And so somebody's just giving you the imagination that something's going to be good and great, and it wasn't. Okay, so know that somebody could be expecting some type of disappointment based off of pregnancy. Or maybe they feel like you are. Flip the roles. What can you expect the next 30 days, Aquarius? We're going to move on. Can you make something fit? What about you leaving on time? It's like, okay, well, maybe you're trying to get somewhere on time. You could get some type of enlightenment that something is connected, or you've always been connected, you're on the right path, and or that somebody that you're around is connected. It's like, okay, well, great. Some type of service actually helps my self-esteem, or something actually benefit me in the right way. This provides some type of balance when it comes to some type of anger. You also could be enlightened that somebody is angry and somehow you feel some type of guilt attached to this, and maybe you want to balance this out by boosting somebody's self-esteem. It's like, dang, I hate that so-and-so was affected by my mom, but so-and-so was affected by my so-and-so, or you feel like that somebody was affected by somebody that was attached to you and you feel guilty by it. So maybe you want to go talk to them or boost them up. All right, confirmations. You could be buying somebody a gift, or somebody could be giving you a gift from your birthday. Something about New York could be important, and or New Jersey. You could be Netflixing and chill, and or somebody, while you're chilling, your uncle or somebody around you could be calling you. You could be making new money or getting a new job. Congratulations. He's overly going if you invite him. So if you're feminine, who's going to go if you invite him? Okay, so this could be a Pisces, an Aries, a Scorpio. Heavy on a Scorpio. Sagittarius, a Cancer, a Gemini, a Virgo. Okay, and they feel like, okay, well, yes, I have some type of high standards when it comes to work, but I also have some type of insecurity when it comes to me being able to meet something, when it comes to my past. So they feel like, okay, well, I'll just trust myself when it comes to lying about a situation and or how I make decisions. But somebody is definitely for the streets. Okay, you don't like people to pop up on you, but somebody could be popping up on you. Who is this? There could be this Aries, this Leo, an Aquarius, a Pisces, or a Libra that's popping up on you, or you're popping up on someone. Someone's going to be a well-kept and or a put-up wife. Who is this? All right, so this could be a Scorpio, an Earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, heavy on the Capricorn, a Sagittarius, a Gemini, a Cancer, a Leo, a Virgo, a Sagittarius, an Aries sign, a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Somebody's going to be a well-kept wife, and maybe this is a part of their prayers and wishes. Something about your dress, you cutting your hair, you reattaching your hair, doing something to your hair, a new style, new color. Something's going to help you remain positive. It seems like you're confronting the beast within yourself, especially whenever you feel like you're needy or whenever you feel like there's something that needs to be addressed. Someone could have swept someone's feet with a broom and said, okay, well, it's not really worth this process and or emotions when it's attached to it. So I'm not going to believe in some type of superstition. Someone definitely has a late and or missing cycle. Somebody could definitely be pregnant. Okay, you could be winning a court case and or a lawsuit. Congratulations. Something about July could be important and or Cancer. Something's going to be spread by the word of mouth. But a situation is no longer working because you've already outgrown it. So just move on. All right, let's see. Who did we do? I think we did water. Did we do water signs? I think we did air signs, fire signs. Let's do earth signs. What's going on with Virgo? Okay, so you could be trying to make sure that things are perfect right now, but somehow you feel stuck. You feel like this work that you're putting in is not really giving you the reward that you need. You could have some type of partnership and or some type of alignment. There's somebody that you're connected to, but throughout this process, you feel like this is increasing some type of frustration. You feel like there's some type of lack of accountability and or some type of dishonesty that's happening, and you're trying to be patient throughout it. But this is bringing up some type of fears because there's somebody that's reaching out. There could be an Aries, a Pisces, or a Cancer. They could be reaching out to someone and they feel like, okay, well, since you have no control over a cycle, then I'm going to step in and I'm going to say something. I'm going to take some type of action towards these confusions and or these emotions. And so that way you can recover and things can regenerate. But somehow this may hold things back. And you may feel like, okay, well, this kind of sets you back even more because somebody's going to listen. Somebody's like, okay, well, I'm going to agree to step back and do something in solitude. And they feel like, okay, well, I'll be happy when doing so, even at the point that I feel like something is not going well with my career. They feel like I don't really have the direction, but I'll make sure that I find it. And then the person that you know that says something to them feels like, okay, well, great. Well, then this is some type of lack of control, and then I'll be able to unstabilize it from my end. So somebody's like, they're going to solve the situation for you. They'll go to your person that you know, talk to them, and then they're going to stabilize it from their end by dealing with you as well. And then the person that you know feels like, okay, well, I'll focus on my money. Even though there's no right choice, there's some type of opportunity that comes towards them. But there may be some type of sadness when it comes to this. Because although there was some type of separation, they felt like the way that it was valued or the way that it was happening would have kept some type of structure between y'all. So it's like, damn, okay, cool. Well, I thought, well, yeah, we were going to break up or we were going to separate, but maybe we could have still been friends or we could have still had some type of avenue. But because you had somebody approach me, because you had somebody say this and the third, based off of what you telling them, then I'll just leave you and both of them alone. So somebody's walking away and then it ends up in a conflict. Okay, so you may desire something and or somebody, but you're trying to have a new perspective. It's like, okay, you're not sure if something is worth the investment or you feel like it's going to be a waste of your money. But from time to time, you can feel naive or it's like, okay, well, fuck it. Why not? Especially when you're frustrated. Be careful when it comes to moving towards something that you feel like you shouldn't anyway. Because the moment that you support this, then you feel like you're losing out on something. There's something that you end up, you're losing an opportunity, a property, a business. There's something that you end up losing. And you're going to realize, like, okay, well, damn, this was frustrating you because you really wasn't supposed to invest in it. You should have had some type of desire to defend yourself and or protect yourself because you had some type of success. There's something that could have been completely avoided. But you had some type of mindset and or you were targeted in on certain things and it ended up making you disappointed. Something about you going to Target or somebody running into someone at Target. There could be a water sign. Okay, what else is going on? There could be someone else around you that's overthinking, Virgo. This could definitely be a mother figure, somebody that's either an earth sign and or air sign. They feel like, okay, well, although I have something that's practical, they feel like there's something that's going to change and cause some type of defense. But then suddenly they're able to progress and or move forward. They're not in their head. They're able to sleep at night. And they feel like, okay, well, I was just uncertain because of you. They feel like, okay, well, damn, this person really was my match. Or this person was just like me. Somebody could have been still giving this a chance when it comes to relationship. So somebody actually really may be heartbroken when it comes to separating. But at the same time, they feel like they have to separate themselves for overindulging. It's like, okay, well, when I was around you, I was doing a little too much. I was indulging a little too much. And so now I want to either do something for myself, or maybe you're meeting somebody new. They also could have seen some type of message that you were sending someone else. It's like, okay, well, I'll just let you embrace this person because they feel like in the end you're going to do so anyway. They do. Alright. Somebody that you know could be taking someone else that you know a gift. It's like, oh, I just want to bring you something, or I just want to talk to you about a situation. Alright, what's T, Virgo? Before we move on. You could be seeing angel numbers for this 333 on the clock right now. Alright, so there could be some type of financial strain that's causing some type of burden and or emotional roller coaster. If this hasn't happened yet, it's about to. Even if in the end it ends in some type of green light where it's safe to go and move forward. Somebody likes to do stuff where they either shop too much or they just like to indulge a little too much. Who's dealing with this? This could be a Pisces, heavy on the Pisces, a Leo. This could be a Cancer, heavy on the Cancer. This also could be a Taurus. Somebody that you were once married to, a Libra, a Scorpio. Someone that could be moody and over out there from time to time. They can commit to themselves, but then they also could feel like there's some type of scandal or there's some type of isolation when it comes to their friends or people that embrace them. And so this puts them in their emotions and or their fears. There also could be somebody that's trying to compete with you secretly that you don't even recognize. Who's trying to compete with you, Virgo? This could be a Libra, a Pisces, heavy on the Pisces, an Aries, a Cancer, a Gemini, a Leo, another Virgo, a Pisces, a Cancer. Okay, they may feel like, okay, well, you have a family or you have somebody that's a wish fulfillment, that you are trying to harmonize with this Capricorn and Sagittarius, and that you're able to move forward. And when it comes to some type of scandal, this person could be a friend. Maybe you went to school with them, and then you worked with them, or something about them could be important. And it's like, okay, well, since you were disappointed and you were moody, you had to go through some type of separation and or some type of heartbreak, but you still come off as that you're abundant or you have something for yourself. Somebody's watching your lifestyle a little too much. Okay, they feel like you have some type of opportunity to do something for yourself and maybe even destroy somebody else's confidence. Maybe they feel like you took the opportunity to destroy somebody else's confidence. And maybe they're going to go take this and wrap this up as a gift to someone else. It's like, okay, well, let me tell you what was going on behind the scenes and what somebody gave someone else the green light to do. No, there's maybe a roller coaster of emotions. It's like, okay, well, damn, it's not just this one thing that's keeping something at a standstill. It's going to be maybe multiple things. And this could be regarding some type of hidden talent, and or it's like, okay, well, damn, it really took two for somebody to say something and or do something, and you were given the perception that you were perfect. There could be some type of backseat lover situation. You're going to get some type of idea about this, about what somebody's hiding. So be careful if you're going to meet up with some type of stranger, because you may realize that it's a setup somehow, somewhere. All right, let's move on to Taurus. You may not be able to get everybody done today. So I got to go. We got about 10 minutes. All right, what's going on for Taurus? Okay, so something is still pulling at your heartstrings right now, Taurus. And so you're feeling a little guarded and or defensive. There's some type of deadline. Maybe you're worried about time, or you know that you have until a certain date until something goes along. But somebody's playing with some type of heartstrings. They feel like, okay, well, I can get some type of revenge towards you. I can make you feel guarded and or triggered. Maybe they were caught in the act when it comes to a situation. There's some type of regrets. And they feel like, okay, well, I didn't think you were going to have some type of self-love and or self-awareness when it comes to this situation, and you were going to care. They didn't really think that you were going to get away and make some type of call. And now they feel like, okay, well, you're satisfied with something truly ended. They could be trying to trigger you out of revenge, but at the same time, they still want to give you some type of appreciation because they love your vibes and or the way that you're still able to express some type of love. So somebody's in denial about where y'all going and what's happening in your love life, your home situation. All right, what else is going on for Taurus? You could be recovering financially. It's like, okay, well, maybe initially you were lying about how something was working or how well something was working, and you were in your head by a situation, and then they gave you a new perspective on how you feel when there's some type of despair or when other people are going through it, and when they don't have some type of confidence. There also could have been someone that you were lying about. You're like, okay, well, no, I'm not posting this for somebody else's attention. No, I'm not doing this for this, that, and the third. And you could have been doing so. You could be in your head from time to time because you feel like something wasn't as positive or something wasn't making you feel as good as it should. And your confidence could have been thrown off. Somebody wasn't really either feeding into you. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to take some time to step back and go to the gym and or work on through a situation. And now it feels like somebody else can't really sleep. They feel like they're in their head because they feel like you're either always on your phone and you just got your head into something that you're learning and or doing. And they feel like this is not really a good opportunity for y'all to stabilize, or this is not helping y'all stabilize. They want to recover from some type of addiction and or issue. But you may feel like, okay, well, you're not really trying to reconcile with this person. There also could be someone that's lying to you. This could be a water sign, an air sign, or a fire sign. Heavy on the air sign. They could be lying to you about being in their head right now. They could be trying to make some type of progress, but they're waiting on something and they feel a little stuck when it comes to some type of indecision. So although they're still trying to make something work and wait, they feel very much negative. Yeah, they feel like something is really not going the way that they want to, and it's not really out. It's not really dreaming, but it's putting them on an emotional roller coaster. They may come clean about this eventually, so that way they can stabilize. They may want your wisdom, but at that point in time, something may be a bad opportunity, or just may not still be the best pickings of their issues or their energy. Something still may not work out when it comes to it. Alright, what else is going on for Taurus? I don't know. Somebody could want to do something their way. It's like, okay, well, I don't really care about what you're asking for. I'm going to do it my way. This could be a Taurus or a Libra. There's going to be some type of confession, or something's going to be seen, especially if this is a Libra, because how this person is on their Libra. This is definitely still an air sign. It doesn't have to be a Libra. It could be an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, and or Gemini. Somebody's going to talk about this person and how this person is on their high horse. It's like, okay, well, somebody comes off as this strong and they can roll with the punches, but somebody's actually a narcissist, or they dress things up. They could have health issues and or they don't clean up. This could be like somebody's in their own family, somebody that's close to them or intimate to them, that's talking about their situation and or their lifestyle. And somebody said, okay, well, fuck it. Since you want to talk about this, about how something's going to make me panic or make me look a certain type of way, I'm about to let something go. And then they say they're proud to talk about some type of situation as well. And it still makes them look aggressive. And then once they kind of sit back and think about it, it's like, damn, I'm actually sad. I could have handled this a different way. I could have actually opened my heart and just be patient when it comes to how this played out. So you may be seeing some type of drama happening soon regarding an air sign. And maybe they're afraid to let a situation go. All right, anything else Taurus can expect? So you could be a social butterfly, and or there's going to be something that's going to make you want to be a social butterfly. You honestly could be meeting somebody, and you could feel like they're a social butterfly, but you're perplexed on what they're needing or how to get into their lifestyle. Maybe you feel like you need a lot of money and or financial freedom to be with them. But no, they just want somebody that's going to discover their roots and or be open to helping them discover themselves. They want somebody that's balanced and or that's healed. If you are the social butterfly, you do something on social media, you interact with other people with ease. There could be some type of financial freedom that's coming towards you. And maybe from time to time things feel unfair, or just feel like, okay, well, somebody only wants to show one side of their story, or you don't really get to stand up for yours. But this helps you effortlessly attract people and throw away any type of bullshit that you don't have to. So it's like, okay, well, any type of conflict comes towards me, you just kind of let it and you just move past it. There could be a power couple that's a part of your lifestyle and or that's a part of your legacy. Something that's going to be balanced. Somebody's going to come towards you and take some type of approach to make sure that y'all have a strong connection. This is going to help you turn over a new leaf. I like it, Taurus. Who's the new person? If this is a part of your story, don't take it if it doesn't resonate. Who is this for Taurus? There could be something about balloons or a butterfly that could be important. A coin machine or like a slot machine or like an arcade like for kids. This could be another Taurus. This could be a Libra, a Gemini, a Cancer, or a Virgo, okay? Or you already have a relationship with one of these and maybe you feel like, okay, well, somebody is full of despair and or they're unfair right now, so you have to walk away. But there's some type of manipulation. And then so when you meet the person that gives you the new opportunity. Okay? All right, let's wrap this up and move on. Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. Something about Pink Friday could be important. I don't know if you listen to Nicki Minaj or Sagittarius. Friday the 13th, something about Jason. There could be some situation that feels scary. So maybe you feel like, okay, well, I'm not really sure what a new perspective should be or what I should be learning or what should be happening at this point in time. You also feel like there's not really anything new when it comes to a friend or something that you're supporting or a community. You feel like something that isn't really happening. And so you're not really sure how to have a conversation or how to get something to move forward. But it seems like there's something that you're either, I'm not saying you're coming off as a nerd, but there could be something that you're really smart about or something that you're doing that's actually going to pave the way that you need to. But this may actually pinpoint someone else's flaws and how they don't really have the desire to change and or get through a situation and or they could just be lying. Okay, so maybe you're not seeing how something's going to pay off or what's next when it comes to your process or how you're going to be able to move on and you're just prepared for a situation. You could be around a Libra or an air sign, and maybe from time to time you feel like, okay, well, this person has what they need. They're able to hold on, but you're not sure if this person is going to have some type of security or some type of relationship. I don't know if you're worried about your kid having a relationship. It seems like they will. Maybe this is even a friendship if this is not romantic. Maybe somebody's worried about you if you're the kid. Like, even if you have you're an adult, but your parent could be worried about your relationship. What's going on for Capricorn? Okay, so it seems like you have some type of clarity and or some type of new idea. So continue to feed into, or there's going to be some type of conversation about a new job or something that's going to be handed right towards you. And this is going to lead to some type of financial opportunity. But throughout the process, maybe you feel a little scattered. Maybe you feel frustrated. It's okay where you're just going to choose happiness. You're going to withdraw from some type of mindset that you are having to persevere from some type of challenge. You realize that something is an insecurity and you just have to wait, or you're having to play the long game when it comes to it. But whatever this opportunity is, it's going to make you confident because it seems like you're going to know exactly what action to take. And this is going to lead to some type of support. There also could be a Pisces or an Aries that's going to invest in you or invest into a situation. And this may help you as well. And maybe you feel like, okay, well, some type of structure is just not really full of a conversation. It's not really going anywhere. You feel like it's not really going to help at this point in time. And somehow you could be like you're going through some type of punishment or like you're lacking accountability. But things are actually working out for you. So it's your mentality for sure. Because you feel like things are moving slow or that you have to do something routine and or productive. You just have to be responsible for yourself whenever you feel like you're moody or there's some type of inner feelings that you need to stop something or you need to slow down. Be careful making some type of bad choice. Alright, what else is going on for Capricorn? Somebody could be worried about a charge. They could feel like, okay, well, there's some type of trouble at home and or there's something that's going to cause some type of imbalance. This could bring in some type of emotional issues. So just be careful when it comes to this. If this is not you, let's see. Who's worried about a charge? All right, this could be a Sagittarius, an Aries, an Aquarius, a Pisces, an Aquarius, a Gemini. And somebody feels like the situation is just a little complicated right now, but they're trusting that things are going to go the way that they need to. They do regret some type of situation that they feel like they put themselves in, but they're hoping that something would just seem as like, okay, well, this is just rare. This is just a moment in time and everybody can embrace it. Somebody could be pregnant as well, and they feel like, okay, well, yeah, they definitely could be pregnant, and they feel like, okay, well, I'm trying to work with this Taurus, this Leo, this Scorpio, or this Aquarius while I'm trying to figure out how we're going to handle a situation. But somehow this could lead to something that's toxic and or dangerous because the answer was always supposed to be no with the way that they did something. Alright, so just sit back and just see how this drama unfolds for you. How does this affect Capricorn? How does this matter? Okay, so you could feel like, okay, well, you're not really sure how something's going to change your direction and or when the moment of truth is going to happen. You're not sure when something's going to accelerate or when something's going to work for you. So this is having you taking things personal. This is having you in your emotions. So you need to have some type of wisdom that you can move forward and or there's going to be some type of groundbreaking development with something that you're creating or something that you're wanting. You will have some type of satisfaction. Now, there could be somebody that you're sleeping with or somebody that wants to splurge on you or have a good time with you. This could be happening in a few days, and you may end up having to hold it together. Okay? There could be a Cancer, a Leo, an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Leo around you. What's with the Cancer? All right, this Cancer is closed-minded, okay? So they're going to have you trying to think about something that's not real and or they're going to have you evading something, so you don't need to be dealing with them. It's okay, well, let me go, or maybe even a Libra. It's like somebody that knows that they have a record or they can't really get caught in the car with something or it's just like you don't need to even be in the situation. What's with the Aquarius? Okay, so the Aquarius feels like they're buttoned up right now, or maybe you feel like, okay, well, this person has some type of restriction, or just something about them seems proper. This is because they have some type of mistake and or some type of regret that they're disappointed in. And they're trying to figure out what their options are to change and or to get some type of freedom for themselves. So something is not exactly what it seems when it comes to them. They could be giving you some type of imagination and or some type of trickery that's like, okay, well, I'm someone that's unselfish, or I can alleviate some type of suffering for you, but this is going to have you in some type of challenge, okay? So they be disciplined when it comes to them. No to the Aquarius. All right. Maybe there's going to be two. Maybe there's going to be one that's going to be no, that's going to be going through some type of issue, and then there's going to be another one that you may end up saying yes to all of a sudden. I don't know. All right, when it comes to the Leo, this person could be confident. It's like they can just say any and everything towards you. Having the Leo. This person could be going through some type of sadness because they're going through a separation and they don't really want to be looked at clearly, or they don't really want to look at themselves clearly. They just want to have a relationship that they feel like can help them get through a challenge for the moment or make them look a certain type of way. So no to the Leo as well. All right. All right, let's see. What can you expect in the next 30 days, Capricorn? I gotta go. So there's something that you feel like that you've been either held back to or held back regarding, or that you're holding on to. You're going to end up letting this go. And as you do, you may end up meeting a divine partner. But there's something that you're letting go and you feel like, okay, well, I'm not really protected, or there's something that's not really helping me, but you're going to continue to try to mind your business based off an exposure. Yeah, so there's some type of exposure and you feel, okay, well, this puts you at a crossroads with how you're going to walk away, but you already have some type of wisdom that you need to mind your business and or just let something go, and then you'll end up meeting your divine partner. You just have to have some type of mind over matter when it comes to controlling some type of perception or the way that you handle some type of struggle when you feel like, okay, do I need it or do I want it? You can control your environment or whatever you feel like you're going through right now. All right, y'all. I'll come back and do the rest later. I gotta get my kiddo. Hey.